You know, the Hungarians are very complicated people. You can't imagine how difficult to govern them. We have to find an answer why in Europe so many people would like to describe Hungary more like a black sheep and less as a success story. I think there are two reasons for that, and this is the point which could be even interesting for a Polish one. The first is the conflict of interest. When I say sharing of burden, it sounds nice. Everybody agrees with that. If it means that from nowadays, the bank should pay a strong taxation they don't like so much anymore. So the involvement of the financial institutions into the burden sharing process, we insulted a lot of interest of the West European nations. Is that in Europe, many people think, the mainstream think that churches, religious feelings, nation and family belong to the past of the continent, and the vision on the future is totally different. And this is the process what they call progress. And now there's a 2/3 majority in the country, like Hungary, saying no, we have another vision. We think that religious values, life, churches, nation and family not exclusively belong to the past of the European continent, but that belong to the future. 20 years ago, the challenge was easy. When you have seen a social problem in your society or an economic problem, and you looked for the answer, you could say, there is a successful model, just 200 kilometers from Budapest, west direction. The solution is there. Copy. Mutatis mutandis, but basically copy what the Westerners have done. And you could be successful as well. Intellectually, that was easy. But it's not anymore the case. Because the Eurozone is in trouble. They are more deeper trouble than we are. So therefore, to say that we should just do what the Westerners are doing is not the proper answer. Probably, we must rely on their experiences, but it's obvious that we can't copy anymore. So therefore, the real challenge is for the Central Europeans to create their own answers to all the challenges. Media everywhere is liberal. Media is always open for innovation, as they call it. We are more traditional party, it's never for us. So therefore, if you would not like to rely on the opinion of media about yourself, you must build up your structure. Look at what's going on in many West European countries. Many conservative parties in Europe must represent a far more leftist-oriented or liberal-oriented opinion just because the media is the only instrument by through they can deliver their messages. And they adjusted themselves, to the media. This is not a normal way of life. It's not in favor of democracy. So therefore, you must have a strong network, personal network, news network, information network, to counterbalance what's going on in the communication area. In the Hungarian language, we have some coincidences. The country, the expression of country, when we say that we build our country, it means that we build our nation. But in the Hungarian language, build the country of the God is the same expression. I'm absolutely running a policy which is pro-family, no question. Even in the constitution, it's very clear-cut. The human life should be defended from the very first moment of being, existing. So that's written in the constitution. The second, the Hungarian government must be in favor of the life. Third, family is very, very positive, and family could be just a couple, one man, one woman.
I'm looking at you now, and what you're doing in Hungarian politics. I see the same guy. I mean, you're still very radical.
My wife's opinion is different.